9 of Hermitcraft has just ended, and with the rise and fall of a king, a literal multiversal crossover, decked out version 2, a rivalry between two factions, some insane mega bases, and so much more, I'd say the season is going to be hard to beat in terms of both scale and the things that happened. But with Hermitcraft 9 ending, it made me curious about this one question. What will happen in Season 10? What new members could possibly be coming to Hermitcraft, and what else could happen? Something like new server-wide events or gigantic mega bases. Well, if you're curious on what will happen next season, this is the video for you. Because in this video, I'm going to be explaining my theories for what could happen in the new Season 10 of Hermitcraft. But now, let's stop wasting time with this intro and let me explain. The first question I have for the future season is about its release date. When will the new season start? But before we jump right into the answer, to try and get a good idea of when it could happen, we need to look at the season's previous ending and starting dates. So let's take a look at Hermitcraft Season 8 and 9 for an example. Hermitcraft 8 ended around late December 2021 after the moon literally collided with the continent, and Hermitcraft 9 didn't begin until March 2022, and that gap is a lot longer than normal compared to the other seasons. This was because a fellow hermit of the server, Tchaikovksy Scar, had recently gone through a surgery and had gotten an infection from the hospital's equipment, and Hermitcraft 7 ended around late May of 2021, and Hermitcraft 9 started in mid-June of 2021. The relevance that this has to Season 10's release date is that if nothing goes wrong between all the hermits' health, I'd say the next season is going to be happening in a matter of weeks, anywhere from late January to mid-February, which is really close. And this brings me to my next theory about Hermitcraft 10, the length of the season. The thing that makes Hermitcraft so great is that it can do really well in both short and long form situations. Season 8 of the server was sort of loaded with content because of the server's short length. It pulled massive viewership like always, with things like the moon's increase in size, some small pranks here and there, and some massive bases. Though with a longer season, it can open up even better opportunities for the hermits to make massive builds. It also allows for things like massive events, which, like I mentioned earlier, the giant crossover between Empires and Hermitcraft, and Doc's rivalry with Green and Scar. However, with this long of a season, things tend to slow down near the end. Let's take Hermitcraft 9 for an example. Large creators like Green and Scar became more inactive on the server and were running out of creative ideas for what to do. So yeah, both long and short seasons have their ups and downs, so I think that there should be a middle ground to this. My best prediction for how long Season 10 will be is around a year, which I think is going to be amazing for the hermits. They have the opportunities to do things like massive events, yet not getting burnt out towards the end while attempting massive projects. Which is a segue into my next theory about Hermitcraft, server-wide events. Okay, so this one is an interesting one. In one of Good Times to Scar streams, Exhumovoid mentioned something about a mega base Scar was going to make. Just roll the clip.
From Star Wars? I was about to say Star Wars. Is that a thing? One day you'll make Star Wars? Young Star Walker?
How dare you spoil my Season 10 plans? I'm going to be 100% honest. That is 100% my Season 10 plans.
Scar mentioned something along the lines of Star Wars, which sounds like a massive Star Wars theme base, which I think would be so cool. Just imagine the size of Scar's Hermitcraft 9 mega base, but Star Wars themed. Not to mention, the clip also mentioned something about a country road project, which is basically a giant mega base with all the hermits, but Italy spread out over the map to prevent lag. Though I think this would be a good idea, I don't really think it's going to happen because all the hermits probably aren't going to go around doing the project. And even if they do, it would be really tough to collaborate and make one cohesive build. I think that instead of the country road plan, there would be something along the lines of a mega base with 3 or 4 people. Sort of like Season 8's Bodum, but a little bit more spread out to prevent lag. Another theory I have is for Decked Out 3. So for those of you living under a rock, Decked Out is a giant minigame with redstone so sophisticated that I can't even begin how to describe it. There's been 2 versions so far, one in Season 7 and one in Season 9. With Season 10's length, it could definitely be possible for another version of Decked Out. Or even if that doesn't happen, there would definitely be a massive redstone machine that Tango will make. But aside from all the new events, imagine all the fun the hermits would have with potentially new members. This is another segue into the final section of this video, new members. Let's begin with the first member on my list for who I think will join, and the most likely in my opinion, Skizzleman. In one of Exhumovoid's YouTube shorts, specifically about only saying the wrong answers to questions, whenever Exhumovoid asked Impulse who would join Hermitcraft in future seasons, Impulse slipped up and said that Skizzleman would actually join. Impulse has been kind of advocating for him to join, so I think it's very well possible for him to be in a future season. Another candidate I have is Smallish Beans, aka Joel. Unlike Skizz, Joel is insanely good at building. Technically has been on the Hermitcraft server through the Empires crossover, is really good friends with most of the hermits, and has been in every single season of the live series. Yeah, so those are really all the candidates I have that have a good chance of joining. However, there could be some other people that may join but probably aren't, like Smager, Ellie Shadow Lady, and Flip. But there we have it. My predictions for what will happen in Season 10 of Hermitcraft. I'm kind of curious on this one question. Who do you think will join in the next season? Comment your thoughts down below and I'll probably reply. So don't forget to like and subscribe. But anyways, goodbye fellow viewers.